Have you ever found yourself reaching for that piece of chocolate after a stressful day? Or perhaps you've noticed how a sugary treat can instantly lift your mood. We all know that sugar tastes good, but did you know it also has a powerful impact on your brain and behavior? Today, we are diving into the sweet but complex world of sugar and how it affects your mind, emotions, and even your mental health. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how sugar influences not just your body but also your brain. Let's start by picturing a typical day at work or school. Deadlines are looming, your to-do list is growing, and stress is building up. In moments like this, many of us instinctively reach for something sweet, a cookie, a soda, or maybe a candy bar. But have you ever wondered why? When we are stressed, our bodies produce a hormone called cortisol, which makes us crave quick energy, like the kind we get from sugar. Eating sugars triggers the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter that makes us feel good, even if just for a moment. It's that burst of pleasure that can make stress seem to melt away, but this relief is short-lived. Research on the impact of sugar consumption on stress-driven, emotional, and addictive behaviors shows that while sugar can temporarily relieve stress, it also sets up a cycle that's hard to break. The more stressed we feel, the more we crave sugar, and the more sugar we consume, the more we need to get the same feeling of relief. Before we know it, we are caught in a loop where stress and sugar feed off each other, leading to increased consumption and ultimately more stress. Now, let's move on to how sugar influences our emotions. Imagine feeling down, maybe after a disappointing day or an argument. You grab something sweet, a piece of cake, a donut, or a sugary drink. Almost instantly, you feel a little better, right? That's because sugar can boost your mood and energy levels, at least temporarily. But here's the catch: what goes up must come down. Research on the effects of sugar consumption on human behavior and performance reveals that while sugar can give you a quick boost, it's often followed by a crash. This crash leaves you feeling irritable, tired, and even more down than before. This emotional roller coaster can be dangerous. When we rely on sugar to lift our spirits, we become more dependent on it to feel good. Over time, this can lead to habitual consumption, where our emotions are closely tied to sugar intake. It's not just about the calories, it's about how sugar can hijack our mood and make us crave more to keep those good feelings going. So far, we've talked about how sugar affects stress and emotions, but there is another side to this story, one that's even more concerning. What if I told you that sugar might be linked to serious mental health issues like depression? A cross-national study on the relationship between sugar consumption and major depression suggests that countries with higher sugar consumption also have higher rates of depression. This isn't just a coincidence. Chronic sugar consumption can lead to inflammation, insulin resistance, and changes in brain chemistry, all of which are risk factors for depression. But how does this happen? When you eat sugar regularly, your brain becomes accustomed to dopamine spikes that sugar provides. Over time, your brain starts to need more sugar to achieve the same level of pleasure, leading to increased consumption. As sugar intake rises, so does your risk of developing mental health issues, including depression. Moreover, Sugar's impact on insulin and blood sugar levels can affect your body's ability to regulate mood and energy. This can lead to feelings of lethargy, sadness, and even hopelessness, all of which are symptoms of depression. It's a vicious cycle. The more depressed you feel, the more you might crave sugar for comfort, but the more sugar you consume, the more your depression can become. This doesn't mean that sugar alone causes depression, but it's a significant factor that can contribute to it. By understanding this link, we can take steps to protect our mental health by being mindful of our sugar intake. Let's recap what we've learned today. Sugar is more than just a tasty treat. It has powerful effects on our brain and behavior. It can create a cycle of stress and addiction, lead to emotional highs and lows, and even contribute to serious mental health issues like depression. But here's the good news. By being aware of how sugar affects us, we can make more informed choices. Reducing sugar in your diet can help break the cycle of stress and emotional dependency, improve your mood stability, and support your mental health. It's not about cutting out sugar entirely, but understanding its impact and finding a balance that works for you. Thank you for joining me in exploring the sweet but complicated relationship between sugar and our brains. Until next time, take care of yourself and your mind.